So, I'm going to put out a video that is a little bit different than my normal stuff, and I feel like this is important to say, and I want to preface this by saying I'm not making this video as a way to make myself seem better, feel better, or give myself a pat on the back for anything. So what happened was I had to go to the store to get a few things, and they're asking people when they go into the stores to be wearing face coverings like masks, and there was a person who didn't have a mask. And later on in my day, I ran into a few other people who also did not have masks. And I happened to have a box with a few dozen N95 masks that were sitting around in one of our lab rooms. And so, being that I have extras, I gave several strangers some of the, extra masks. And a few of them asked if I wanted any money for them. And I told them, no, I'm not taking money for these. And so I just wanted to say that it's not ethical to take advantage of people's desperation. If they're desperate enough to take a mask from a random stranger out of an open box, you don't want to prey on their desperation. This is not the time to be profiting, being petty, or trying to one up when there's a pandemic. My goal is to try and make sure that everybody feels safe and comfortable, and that all of this, scariness passes as quickly as possible, because I don't like the fact that we have to deal with distancing and doing everything from home and quarantining and all this. I don't like wearing a mask myself, and, I wish that things would go back to normal. The best way to get things to go back to normal very quickly is to encourage everybody to take safety precautions and do everything in your power to take the precautions and to flatten the curve and reduce the spread of this virus. And so even if you're not as concerned about other people's health, it behooves you personally to do what you can to help. And so I know that I am in a position that a lot of people are not. I have an easier time accessing some of these personal protective equipments and, things to help keep everything clean, because I work with a bunch of biology labs and people who already have access to masks. I have relatives who work in the healthcare field. I have a strong immune system and no pre-existing conditions that will make it more likely for me to have complications from this virus. And because I have that privileged position, it is not fair for me to be having materials that other people could be using that I don't need, and then expecting people to pay me for them, because they're already dealing with enough on their own, in their lives, their worries. The best thing for them is to have help, and the least I can do is give a person a mask that I didn't personally pay for and that I can't guarantee anything about. It's better than no covering. However, these masks were sitting in a box for I don't know how long. The only thing I can really guarantee about them is that nobody else had worn them prior. Some of them, when you put them over your head, the string breaks or something like that, and, they wear down. And so I'm not expecting people to give me any reimbursement for something that I happen to have without it costing me anything to get. I would rather people be helped out and be safe and comfortable. And I encourage anybody who has any ability to obtain extra supplies to help people who are having a hard time getting said supplies. We can worry about, should I get something in return for helping this and that? Once all this blows over, if that's, something you're legitimately concerned about. Right now, the top priority should be making sure that people are not going around unprotected and having to worry about getting sick. And if having a couple of extra masks and gloves and giving them to people you don't know is the best way you can help out right now, do it. Okay? I, generally keep to myself. I generally try to stay out of everybody's business. But even now, I'm realizing that it is important to get as much help out there and as many people protected right now. That is of the utmost importance. So, please, people, don't take things from people in return for basic necessities. It's not right. It's not ethical. Preying on someone's desperation and vulnerability is never okay. And right now, we shouldn't be doing it. I find it abhorrent. I don't expect anything in return for giving you something that will ultimately protect you from a virus that's going around killing people. And so please, don't ask me if I'm selling something that I'm willing to give you. Okay? That's all I have to say.